But I've got a question for you, Bruce. What you run a soup kitchen out the back of your church,
Yeah.
and could you tell us just a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So it's been going for a while now, and we started to serve a meal on a Wednesday night and a Friday morning. Wednesday night at first, and this was just to feed, say, like the homeless or the addict. And they come to us on a Wednesday. They can come in, they'll get fed, they get clothes, see doctors. I mean, you've been there, Ben. You've seen what it's like. And then when you open up the doors, you'll see 80 people walk in where, and you can testify this, Ben, you didn't see a nasty or horrible person walk through that door. Like, that's not what you see. What you see is people have got this image that an addict or homeless, like the bad people are inherently evil or what have you. And they're not. They're just somebody who's taken two wrong turns and life's treated them bad. So we feed them on a Wednesday night. And then what happened was then, I used to go out in early morning to see some of the working girls. One of the things is that the most desperate time for a working girl is just before dawn, because that's when everyone starts going to work, so they can't be about. And if they're out at that time, it means they haven't earned enough money to get through the day. So it's really, so I decided, well, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to open up a soup kitchen for breakfast. So they can come there, get something to eat before they kind of go home. I used to go to a cafe meet on a Friday morning, and some of the girls would come in, and I tell you the real. See, now once you ask me a question, that sounds, I'm just going to go for it. But this is how sad it used to be, right? I used to go to this cafe for my breakfast on a Friday morning, and you'd get girls come in who would worked all night. Now, I'm not even going to describe what that means, they've worked all night. It's the worst and most horrible thing that they've done. It's just horrendous. They've been violated and abused, and they'd come in so nice. And even if it were morning, they'd come in and they'd say, oh, can I have jam roly-poly and custard? Like, they'd want this dessert. Because you know what this dessert did? It reminded them of a time when none of this was going on. It reminded them when they were young and they were still children, there were no pain. And the girls would come in every Friday, and this is what they'd get. Sponge and custard before they went home. Like, there's a part of everybody that still needs to be loved and cared for, and still remembers the days when there were no pain. And that's one of the things that Jesus does, right? He fills that gap and he heals that. But the people that you see who are homeless or what have you, the people who are longing to be loved again and remember the time when they were loved. So anyway, we've done these soup kitchens, but since lockdown, that's changed because we can't operate that now. So now we take packs of food up, we're going to town, and we just connect with people in town, and we get out to see some of the girls. We get out there taking food out. And it's just been a real blessing. Like I said, your very own Roy, been down and he's done really well and got in there. Once or twice, he got mistaken for some of them guys, but it's all right.
Come on, Roy.
Right, so I was saying this to you before, Ben, right? No, it wasn't. Actually, it was to Glenn that I was saying it to. That last week, a couple from our church, I know the daughter, I know them, I know the daughter. The daughter's 7 years old. She contacts me. And she's like, listen, Bruce, right? I've seen some homeless people. I'm not happy about it. I don't like this people who've got things that I am. She goes, aren't me spending money? I've made up these packs for people. Can I come out with you to give them out? 7-year-old girl, this, right? So I'm like, of course you can come out. I don't care. Just, don't tell your mum and dad that I'm taking you out to sit with homeless and addicts all day. You'll be right. And she'd made these bags up for girls and boys. And they had toiletries in them. They had snacks in them, like some chocolate. And on each one, she'd wrote a memory verse at 7 years old. And I took her out. There's a part in Bradford where there's a bridge, and there's a lot of tents and village under there that are homeless. She was straight into there, right? And I'm saying to everybody, like, homeless people have got the funniest names going, right? So there's some guys who live under there. One's called Easy Man, one's called Tiptoe, right? So I'm like, Easy Man, Tiptoe. So listen, I brought my pal with me. And they're like, oh, who is it? And they sees this girl, 7 years old. And she goes, I've made these for you. I think hardest man I've ever seen just start crying in tears. Because somebody so young with such a heart wanted to do something for them. And then when they read the message, they were just all broken. And this is what happens when you, and this is the thing that you see in Jesus, right? When he goes, sees the woman at the well or the woman caught in adultery. What breaks your heart in that is that someone is prepared to show someone love who thinks they don't deserve love, right? That's the beauty of Jesus. And then when you see it with a young 7-year-old girl and some addict, like it's heartbreaking, but that's the gospel there. That is love being shown to people who don't deserve it, let's say.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, if nobody else has got a question, we're I don't think we're live anymore. So you said it's your past. It leaves a trail. Sin as a consequence, and the way you've overcome it is with the Lord's help is miraculous. So we're so thankful for you. We're grateful that you're part of our lives, and we can hear this story. I'd listened to that a million times. So thank you.
Appreciate that. And I was thinking about this. So I'm gonna rant on again here. I was thinking of this. I'm not really one for films, and I'm definitely not one for superhero films, because only I'm a superhero in my own eyes. Like, but I was watching this, right, and I was watching kind of a Batman film. And at the end of the film, right, he defeats the baddie, he gets the girl, everyone's happy, and everyone's cheering. But for 2 hours previously, there's been bodies being thrown over, being killed, being destroyed. And I'm like, hang on a minute. It's just took you 2 hours of killing people and being destroyed for you to have this great moment. I thought that's exactly what it's like. And it's so easily we forget what's gone on in the past and the destruction that's been caused. And we hold up something that we see as being good or being great. And it's always the opposite.
Mm. Absolutely.
You should be able to mute now.
The analogy of the Lord of the Rings and the ring got me. Wow. Wow. Amazing. Yeah. That got me.
And that goes for a lot of things, doesn't it? I don't know if anybody's been in a bad relationship, right? But you love the thing that you wear. I once had it put this way: you love the thing that will hurt you the most, and that's what that ring does. And that ring has got a bigger pull on him than he's got control of himself. Like at times in that film, he will go to war and kill his best friend over that. And that's what happens. When sin gets hold of you, you'll fight for sin more than you'll fight for the ones that you love.
And the 7-year-old girl, wow.
Yeah, she's a star. She's really good.
Wow.
She's going to go well. She'll do well if she keeps her heart like that.
Wow. Wow. Just 3 letters. Wow.
And we're looking forward to this lockdown being over, Bruce, so you can come and visit again.
Yeah, can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
We'll come down and see you.
Definitely. You're all in my prayers daily. I love you all daily. You've always taken care of me and dear good friends.
Where are you, Bruce? Where
am I?
Yeah.
Now. I'm in Bradford.
Oh, you're still in Bradford then?
Yeah, yeah. You need more than a vaccination to get out of here, I tell you.
I'm sorry to sort of carry on, but I would love you to talk to my brother Stephen.
Yeah, sure. Get my number off Graham or somebody. That helps. But one of the things that I will say on that is that although I'm born in you, I'm still a part of the old man. And if the Lord want in my life now, I'd be still doing what I was doing. Do you understand what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like we all struggle with sin, right? I don't know anybody that don't struggle with sin, and that's the greatest hope, isn't it, of the gospel? Is that sin's not going to be defeated here. We won't win that war now, but the war's been won, and when we enter into that victory, there'll be no more fighting, there'll be no more temptation, there'll be no more regrets. All of that's gone, and the beauty of the gospel.
It that way.
Oh no!
But I was going to ask Bruce. I was going to ask Bruce. Tell us a bit about Teen Challenge and what they did for you and what they still do. So,
after I've been in the hostel for a year, and this hostel, it's weird. I say it's one of the best times I ever had. Like, that's nuts to say that. But I lived in this hostel. It was an halfway house. There were 44 guys in it. Half were going to prison, half had just come out. The first day I walked in there, I was terrified. Then I walked in and I seen half the people were from my street. So, wow, this is all right. Then family and friends were in there. And they were just great guys, and I was well looked after there. But I got clean there, and I knew that I wanted more of the Lord. So one of the workers they'd been to Teen Challenge. Teen Challenge is a recovery program where you go stay residentially for up to like 9 months a year. Do a detox, then they do a program of recovery, of Christ-based recovery. And they do a leadership academy. So you go there and you get trained up in ministry. So I applied to that and I went there and I was there for a year. And they just did great Bible teaching. You got taught how to do outreach. You got taught how to do ministry, how to preach, how to pray. Like, they're just practically equipped. Yeah. And then after that, I went and worked for them for a while, working in one of men's rehabs. And the great thing about Teen Challenge is they're there when most people are. Like, when someone's at the worst of the worst, they're ready to pick them up then. Like, it does not matter how bad or how far you think someone's gone. Teen Challenge will pick them up. And it's a loving, caring family. I mean, they're huge. They're all over the world. It started in New York in the 70s. If everyone's read Cross and Switchblade, that's where it started, by David Wilkinson. And so you can go there now, you can get a detox, you can go through that program of recovery, male and female. You can then do a leadership academy for a year, and you can even do that academy even if you've not been an addict. When I was there were a doctor who were there, there were a girl fresh out of university. Like, you don't have to be there, but it equips you to do ministry. And then you can either go on and work for them, or you can serve them overseas. A friend of mine's been to Jamaica doing it, or they support you going back into the community. So they're a great organisation, the Teen Challenge. Underrated and undervalued, I think.